Coming up on Saturday, the start of a new season of rugby union. What a great game to start. Bath, the country's most successful club over the last decade, take on Newcastle, the new boys with the big ambition. Catch all the action live Saturday at 2 o'clock over on Sky Sports 2. But right now, it's the party time to end all party times at Odsal, as the Bradford Bulls, the champions of '97, come home to take on Paris Saint-Germain and receive the trophy and the accolade and acclamation as champions of Super League '97. Paris Saint-Germain, the lambs to the slaughter in many ways, but they are here to play, and they are playing for their lives because they are down at the bottom of the table and they really need another victory to be absolutely safe and make sure that they are taking part in Super League next year. And out comes Tony Priddle and the Paris Saint-Germain team. A rather muted arrival for Paris, but believe me, when these fellas emerge, the place will be jumping. It will be rocking. And Odsal, I don't think I've ever seen it quite as full as it is tonight. And Robbie Paul, they see him now on the big screen. Robbie Paul leads the champions out for this match, at which they will be crowned as the kings of 1997. The biggest party that Odsal has ever seen is about to burst into life. A ticker-tape welcome for the men who have taken the European Super League scene by storm. It's 12 months since Sonny Nicol and the Bradford Bulls tasted defeat in Super League, a new record. They've been to Wembley twice after a 23-year absence. The title comes 3 years after they finished runners-up to Wigan in 1994, and Robbie Paul follows a famous Kiwi, Dean Bell, as captain of a champion team in England. They're seeking immortality. If they win their next 3 matches, they will go through this season with an unblemished record, something never achieved in the top flight before. John Connolly is tonight's big match referee, and it looks like he is just about ready, waiting for the ball man and all his helpers to clear the field. And that's the scene at Odsal. It's surely going to be a full house as the Bulls come home to claim this title. And I hope they're going to be running with the Bulls tonight. It's going to be Steve McNamara who will get this game in motion. Perfect night, no wind, great conditions. McNamara gets us underway, big roar from the terraces. And can Paris Saint-Germain hold on to the champions? It's Priddle who takes the first tackle. Troy Bellamy is the dummy half. Glenn Tomlinson in there quickly. So too Danny Peacock. Peacock outstanding this year. That was a mile forward. And John Connolly has picked it. Fabien De Vecchi
held onto the ball far too long there. The runner was coming early, and the standoff was caught there in the dummy half role. Normally would be taken by the hooker Troy Bellamy. Big mistake, big chance for the Bulls though.
Tomlinson gets possession from the scrum. He finds Robbie Paul, and Paul tries to put Peacock through the gap. De Vecchi with a telling tackle. Good job he got to him, along with Ricard. This now is Wittenberg. He's wrestled to the floor by 3. Wittenberg is 15 metres from the Paris line. Lows to McNamara. McNamara with the pass to Jeremy Doniger. Back in the side after that broken ankle disrupted his season. Anderson with the drive to the line, and he gets to within 2 metres. Lows again, spins the ball into the arms, and here's the first try! And the try for from Paul Loughlin. And how appropriate that Loughlin should come up with that try. One of the nearly men. One of the men who I think will be the most popular champion in the country after being so near and yet so far during his career. Loughlin gets the party off to a flying start.
All came from the mistake, the forward pass from De Vecchi, James Lowe's, quick hands, McNamara, and the strength of the big centre goes through. Paul Loughlin, you could see the sliding defence was caught, they held back off him, and the big centre just burst his way through. There was nothing going to stop them. Superb pass straight from the ground from Lowe's. McNamara feeds the centre. Paris are down by 4.
Paul Loughlin's 5th Super League try, 73% success rate with the boot this year for Steve McNamara. 199 points he scored in Super League. This will take him beyond 200 if he kicks it. And McNamara misses with his first attempt. His 50th appearance tonight.
5 defenders very close to the play of the ball. Quick pass from Lowe's. McNamara out wide. You could see the defence hanging back. You've got to force them, get into their face. They failed to do it. And the former Saint star, what a start for him tonight.
Indeed so. Riddle again for Paris, but met by Anderson, by Wittenberg, making no progress whatsoever. Bellamy gets the pass away. That's Cavestani. He plays the ball to Bellamy. Terrific defence again from Bradford Bulls. And that was Hancock who was hauled down. This now is Hogue. Hogue, of course, who could so easily have been here at Bradford, but for work permit problems. Hancock makes a big mistake, though.
Big second rower went before the football. It hit the shoulder, and you see him just have a little bit of a look. It wasn't the best pass. It was going up to the shoulder region.
And here now is Hodgson, and Hodgson has broken through the fullback. Second try for the Bulls. Fed by Robbie Paul. Congratulated by Christie. John Connolly takes a look and awards the try. Andy Hodgson back after missing the last 5. Well, they've turned the ball over twice from mistakes, Paris, and the champions have made them pay, and they now lead by 8 points to 0.
Another mistake. Set move from the base of the scrum. 2 dummy runners, one inside, the other one outside. The fullback comes in on the arc. There was no way they were going to stop Andy Hodgson. Well worked. One dummy on the inside, one came out. The fullback, watch how he runs into the corner. The Paris defence was totally confused. Picked up by the loose forward McNamara. See how he did the dummy, and again, Paris hang back. They are going to suffer, they are going to pay for the full 80 minutes if they do not move up forward.
Well, he had a great game at Leeds, Andy Hodgson, when he got his first ever try for Bradford. It's his 9th appearance tonight. That's his 4th try, and Matthew Elliott watching as McNamara goes for the extras, and he kicks it this time. Bradford have raced into a 10-point lead.
2 dummy runners, you'll see, just confuses the defence. Beautiful play. That's how a fullback should chime in from the scrum base. He's rewarded with 4.
Great try then from Hodgson.
Yeah, the striking verdict for the
And
Bulls,
Paris
number 26,
with
Steve
1 or 2
McNamara.
new faces. Here's one of them, Alexandra Coutet. They really have arrived here on a hiding to nothing, and after 5.5 minutes are trailing by 10 points to 0. Remember, oh, what a tackle from Nicol. What a tackle from Sonny Nicol on Hancock. Well, they mean business, the champions.
Just tipped him right over. Upper body strength there, tremendous there from the second rower, Sonny Nicol. He's on fire, he's working hard.
Steve-O is going to make the point that Paris still have worries about their own survival, and they have what 1 or 2 of their players has described as their grand final against Oldham at the Charlotte Stadium on Tuesday. But they could do with a bit more confidence going into this match than conceding 10 easy points as they have here in the opening 5.
Well, their coach Andy Goodway would not be happy with the fact that one was a forward pass, spilled the ball over to the other side, the other one a knock on, and on both occasions they really have put them on the rack.
This is Robbie Paul, ball fed out wide to Loughlin. Loughlin looks wider still, and Crowthers is bundled into touch. Andy Goodway, the Paris coach.
Good open play, but Marnie, the winger, was equal to the task there. Tremendous stuff. Crowthers had nowhere to go. He made sure that he offered him the outside line. Well, bit of a wry smile by the coach Goodway. He perhaps thinking, well, at least that tackle was completed.
It was a good tackle too. Good defence by the former cameraman, Sean Marnie. It's Paris now then, who are in possession. Can they get out of their own half? That must be their first incentive. They haven't been across the halfway line as yet, I can't remember. This is Hogue. How must he be feeling? Michael Hogue, who is playing in his first match since the home defeat by the Bulls in April, and then still not over the halfway line because they've been forced into touch. Bellamy dragged over the touchline. Great defence, Peacock and Robbie Paul.
Superb defence. They're moving up exactly as their coach Matthew Elliott would have liked them to. They're moving quickly, they're eager, they're up for it. They can sense this crowd want more and more points. Let's hope they stick to the game plan, not become too individual. Work as a team. That's been their success throughout this season. The Bulls really have not had any outstanding star. They've all been working, they've all done their bit.
Sonny Nicol plays the ball to Lowe's, and he finds Anderson, who charges down the middle, attracting 3 defenders to him. Bellamy was one, Hogue was the other. That's Lowe's. This is Robbie Paul, involved in everything at the moment. Robbie Paul, and skipping away from danger, gives it then to Tomlinson, who dabs it through, and Tomlinson gets a try. Terrific play from the little scrum half. The referee, though, hands it on to the video ref for a decision on whether Tomlinson grounded the ball properly.
Head-on shot, quite clearly. Did he have control pressure, though? Did the hands go over the front of the football? Well, on the slow one there, it's got to be deemed that he has full control of this, and I'm not so sure on the slow motion that Tomlinson had full control. You see his arms rolling over it. Well, on that one, yes, that we stopped the frame. Difficult one for the video ref, but good play though by the little halfback.
Terrific play. Will he be rewarded with the 4? He will. Bradford get their 3rd try. Tomlinson, little piece of individual skill with a dab through, and then Tomlinson chased after it himself.
Eager play, good work by the little halfback. While a lot of the Bradford fans were wondering what the combination Tomlinson and Robbie Paul would be, with Tomlinson operating at the scrum half. Well, that shows you the skill of the Australian. And Robbie Paul looks as though he's in the mood, doesn't he? This is the 3rd occasion so early in this match that Robbie Paul has been jinking and in and out, using the sidestep. He's a difficult man to put down. You sensed last week that Robbie Paul was beginning to get back to his best. But that's a fine individual effort there by Tomlinson. Neat little kick through.
So McNamara with the conversion attempt now. And McNamara this time pushes the ball in front of the posts. 14-0 though. Bradford are ahead. Well, an avalanche has hit Paris Saint-Germain. 14-0 down, not 10 minutes on the board yet, and they're really having trouble getting out of their own half of the field. Andy Goodway took over from Peter Mulholland in May. He's guided them through to 3 wins, but he still needs 1 more to be absolutely sure of survival in Super League. Again, they put the ball down. Crowthers has it back for the Bulls.
Good opportunity back on the inside, but they really couldn't just get hold of it. Vecchi losing control.
It's Lowe's on halfway, and now McNamara. And this is Anderson getting the balls to midway inside the Paris half of the field. And just a word about the footwear being used tonight by Robbie Paul. We mentioned that James Lowe's is twinkle toes. Well, Robbie Paul has got a special pair of golden boots that have been made for him. Apparently they've cost £1,000, would you believe? And Robbie Paul wearing them on this big party night here at Odsal.
I'd like him to lose a couple of studs out there.
Little dab into the corner for Robbie Paul, but not even the boots could get him onto that. The ball running dead.
Quick thinking, but also good play by Marnie. He could anticipate in the kick into that corner. As you can see quite clearly, because of the speedway track around it, now the corners just rise up. Ideal place to put the grubber kick. Slows it down.
So Paris have the ball back. Jampy, Pascal Jampy, a French international. Devecchi gives it to another Frenchman, Cabestany. Troy Bellamy says to Devecchi, get out the way. He goes into dummy half, and that's Hancock. Hancock, good tackling by Doniger. Priddle, and Paris will be pleased with this. They're now over the halfway line, but again, Priddle loses the ball.
Good tackle by the big second rower, Jeremy Doniger. And you could see how Priddle was offloading that ball as Doniger went over the top. As a talented ball player is the prop forward, Tony Priddle, but really it was suicide trying to keep that ball alive with two players in attention.
Well, 4 handling errors, and from the previous 3, Bradford have got tries. Difficult night for anyone to come to Odsal on an occasion like this. And the way that Bradford have steamrolled everyone before them in Europe this year, I think you would have got very, very long odds on a Paris victory. Ball's kicked through.
Stolen
a bit untidy.
I was taking it was stolen off Sonny Nicol on a 1-to-1. But this defence is very solid. This is the incident. Priddle it was, reefed the ball away. That's why the referee correctly, John Connolly, said play on.
Paris then in possession once again, and the crowd really does hush every time the red, white and blue shirts get hold of the ball. All they want to see are the tries scored up the other end, but Cabestany releases the ball to Bellamy. The referee says play on. Devecchi with a little short pass. Good defence though on Hancock from Doniger and company. Bellamy to Devecchi again.
Paris finding it very difficult to get through this solid Bradford defence, who really are working hard for each other. You can see there how they pressurise. James Lowe's on that occasion moving up so quickly, giving them no option but to put the kick through. Wasn't the best kick either.
Just looking down the notes on tonight's match, and I notice that Robbie Paul, by the way, needs 4 tries for 50 with the Bradford Bulls. The way this match has started, he'll be fancying his chances. Wittenberg unloads the pass to James Lowe's, who is always the man in support. He plays the ball then to Gary Christie. Christie to Tomlinson. Tomlinson then to McNamara. Again it goes wide for Lachlan. Good tackling though by Sean Marnie, who's after the man in possession again. Crowthers, good tackle. And Cabestany coming in as well to help out. This is Lowe's, evasive run and an evasive pass as well, but Lachlan did well to pick it up. Gives it then to Paul. Great support play from Hodgson. Great call on Robbie Paul's.
Good tackle though by Jason Eade.
But by the looks of things, Hodgson is badly hurt.
Well, you could see the Paris players action towards the referee to stop play. Devecchi was involved, and you could see the leg go underneath there. Oh, dearie me. The leg folded well and truly underneath him. Well, this is a bitter blow. The fullback scored a fine try. Let's hope that it's not too serious, but doesn't look too good. They're calling for the stretcher.
Yes, it's on its way as well. And Andy Hodgson is obviously in some discomfort. He's back after missing the last 3, scored the try, and it's his 9th appearance tonight, and by the looks of things the 9th appearance is just 14 minutes and 57 seconds old, and Hodgson is going to be lifted onto the stretcher and taken away from the arena for medical treatment.
Well, they obviously realise that it is a bad leg injury to the fullback, and it's amazing when you see a man go down injured. If they do very little moving around, you can guarantee that it is quite a serious injury. And you'll see the leg go well and truly underneath as they push him back. The weight of the 3 tacklers going over the top. Well, let's hope it's not as bad as what it appears, but there's a lot of concern out there, and rightly so. Gone are the days when they used to just drag them on and off. They take all the right precautions these days.
And rightly so. Hodgson, just 21 years of age, and receiving sympathetic applause from this vast Odsal crowd. Saddest sight in any sport to see one of the Warriors being taken from the field, and Hodgson, well, let's hope it's not as bad. At least he's got a smile on his face anyway, Hodgson. Maybe it's not as bad as we have feared.
We can only hope. It was looking as though the young full-back was in for a fine game. Scored the second try, of course, the set move from the base of the scrum out wide. He chimed into the 3/4 line absolutely perfectly.
So Hodgson goes off, scrum goes down, and Stuart Spruce has come on. Well, Leeds are trailing against Sheffield 8-0 at Headingley. Wigan are just in front against Oldham at Boundary Park. London are leading Salford, all these after 20 minutes of the first half. And the former champions are 4 up against Warrington. Penalty to Parish though. Robbie Paul touches down just in case, but the referee's whistle had gone.
Another set move. See how they used the dummy runner, but he used Peacock as a shepherd. Peacock had not touched anybody. That would have been okay, but he did. He definitely made contact with the Paris defence. Well, it's most impressive the way that Robbie Paul, Glenn Tomlinson, the 2 half-backs are bringing the forwards, 3/4 back on the inside. The switches of play have been intelligent, and it is really confusing this Paris defence, who are struggling.
That's Priddle again. That was the first penalty of this match after 16 minutes. Good tackling by Doniger on Bellamy. And this now is Hancock once again. Did Hancock lose it? No, the referee says play on. De Vecchi dabs the ball in towards the corner, but just too strong, trying to use the slopes in the corner.
Good play by the standoff. Fabian De Vecchi realising the kick into the corner was always on. But Kevin Trowthers was there to cover it well.
Okay, guys, leave it! Well, he's fortunate, Matthew Elliott, that he's got a very big squad here at Odsal. And he has been able to take Andy Hodgson off and replace him with Stuart Spruce, who, to many people, is the best fullback in Britain at the moment.
Well, you see the prop forward, Priddle, the Paris skipper, laying all over Peacock, not allowing him the chance to get on with the game quickly. Well, it must be satisfaction on the face of Matthew Elliott.
Let's get news of Andy Hodgson from Bill.
It's not good news, I'm afraid. The opinion on the sidelines from the Bradford Bulls medical team is that it could be a suspected broken leg, a break to his tibia lower down. That's the early opinion, but it doesn't look good for Andy Hodgson.
That's a shame. Young man who's making his name in the Super League. And now I think that will be the end of him for this season. Not the end of Bradford though. The champions 14-0 up in possession, and they are 8 metres from the line. A dab through underneath the posts Well watched though, watched all the way there by Coutet. That's Alexander Coutet.
Did well, didn't he? Little half-back. The brothers out there, and Alexander Coutet equal to the task here. And again, we see the skills of the little Australian, Glenn Tomlinson. It's a well-weighted kick.
Spruce gets the pass away to Anderson, and they look out wide and find Crowthers. Crowthers cuts back infield, but Hogue is the man doing the tackling on that occasion. Wittenberg now, the man who replaced Hogue on the register here at Odstall. He takes them into the red zone. Lowe's switches, well, he was about to switch the direction of the attack, fooled everybody, almost fooled the Paris defence. But Cavastani stuck to him like glue. Tomlinson, dummy half. Here now is Doniger, and Doniger driving to the line. So close again, Bradford balls. Lowe's spins, Wittenberg's power, and Wittenberg gets it down. That's the try. Doniger added the downward pressure as well, but that will go to Jeff Wittenberg. He scored a try last week at Sheffield, the one really that confirmed the Bulls as champions, and he's followed it up with another 4-pointer here on the Bradford Big Party Night.
Another set move by the hooker James Lowe's. Last week against Sheffield, it was Bernard Dwyer that went over. You'll see him go one way and run through, and the big man Wittenberg probably came a little bit too late. James Lowe's perhaps was expecting him to come a bit shorter than that. Either way, the strength of the man was enough to power over. Well, the quality of their hooker James Lowe's is on show yet again, urging his players along there. Neat little pass. Really has been a thorn in every side this year.
There's McNamara beyond the 200-point mark now, and that's 2 from 4, a 50% success rate for Steve McNamara, but a 100% success rate for the Bradford Bulls, who are marching on ahead by 20 points to 0. And Matthew Elliott passing a message down and receiving news back, no doubt, of the injury to Andy Hodgson. Wittenberg with the try.
It's always pleasing for a coach to see so many set patterns bringing about a try. 2 of those tries have come from good set moves.
Hand in at to play the ball by a Bradford Bull. It's a penalty to Paris. Tomlinson, the guilty party.
Let's go.
Little doubt about it. Nicolas Coutet couldn't get on to play the ball quickly. Bit of a petty penalty give away there. Probably have a few words said to him by his coach, Matthew Elliott. It's been another good thing about this Bradford Bulls side throughout this season. Their discipline has been excellent.
Now Cavastani, big challenge from Anderson. Wittenberg was in there as well. Bellamy is the man at dummy half, and then he gives it to Alexander Coutet. Good hands there from Paris. They're trying to make a game of it. Give them credit for that, the men from the French capital.
What a nice touch there from the loose forward, Pascal Jampi, went through the half break and offloaded. But you can see that Bradford are very strong. They, even when there's just a little half break, their cover defence is so quick to get back.
Devechi slides the kick through. It stands up for Stuart Spruce. And Spruce gets away from Ricard. But good chase by Bellamy.
Bit of a swinging arm there by the little halfback, Alexander Coutet. So they don't lose their cool, the Paris side.
21 there, Frederic Texido, who's on. He's another French international. So gradually they are bringing the French players through into this Paris side. But I know that Andy Goodway has got more than one eye on the match with Oldham on Tuesday at Charlotte. The ball is hacked ahead, and the referee says play on. Chances here for Crowthers, but Crowthers at the second kick just lost his footing completely.
Well, again, good work by James Lowe's. It wasn't the best pass, but you could see as it was going down, quick thinking there by Kevin Crowthers. First kick was A-OK. Second one, he'll want to forget it. But the chances were there. And when you've raced to a 20-point lead midway through the first half, you can chance your arm somewhat. The bite has already gone out of this game, but they cannot afford the Bradford Bulls to think that it's time to celebrate. There's plenty of time left.
There is indeed. As I've been saying all the way through from start here tonight, this is a pretty big night for Paris. They can't really afford to be hammered in this game, and they will keep on fighting to the bitter end, I'm sure. Apart from anything else, they're trying to impress their coach, Andy Goodway. Because if they survive in Super League, as they believe they will, there are contracts to be played for next season. High kick. Referee has pointed to one or two of the players from Paris, though, that they're offside, but that's really well taken by Stuart Spruce.
Pretty high kick from De Vecchi, but well taken by the experienced Stuart Spruce.
That's Gary Christie. He plays the ball to Lowe's. Now Robbie Paul must have seen the tries going in and fancies a little bit of the action. And so too, I'm sure, is Paul Medley fancying the action as he comes on. This is McNamara.
Paris defence having a lot of trouble with the way that Bradford is switching the way that they get the play going. Left, then right, Wittenberg away.
Another break from Wittenberg. Support was there from Medley. He couldn't get the ball away. Lowe's now. And into the arms of Tomlinson. He evades two. Can't get away from Jason Eade, though. And Michael Hogue coming in as well to help out and finish him off. They've attacked down that left-hand touchline a couple of times. Lachlan with the kick through. And Crowther's just a few inches away from the touchdown.
Working on the tight side. Lachlan's kick through just a little bit too strong. Good effort, though, by Kevin Crowthers.
Wait till it's up.
Big moment for that man, Paul Lachlan.
Okay, get off him, James.
So many times he's been on the wrong end of finals.
Indeed. A runner-up in the championship 4 times. He's lost at Wembley a record 5 times. Paul Lachlan will be keener than most to get his hands on one of those gold medals, Steve-O, that you showed us earlier on.
Sure will, and this is good refereeing by John Connolly. Lowe's had a few words to say at the referee, because the referee penalised him to start with. Priddle got involved.
You think about your game, right? Look at the score. You don't need for this, right? You don't retaliate.
And the referee is taking control of the situation. There's no doubt about that, and telling both the players to calm it down, Lowe's and Priddle. And he's pinged Lowe's for the high tackle on Tony Priddle.
Well, he took the ball up there, and the referee got to him. Lowe's was adamant that his first impact was on the shoulder, and he was right. But it doesn't give him the right to say a few words to the man who's in charge.
This is Priddle now. And the tackle not completed. He just flings a careless ball out the back door. And it's retained by Coutet. Alexander Coutet. That's a neat play.
He's impressed me as this big centre, Jason Eade, especially in defence. He's a bit of a live wire. At least he wants to get himself involved.
So does Cavastani. He gets Paris to the halfway line. And they've got plenty of tackles left in this set of 6. Bellamy to De Vecchi. De Vecchi then back on the inside. And that is the number 28, Jampi, the French international, the loose forward. Lachlan is there with Robbie Paul to wrap up Jason Eade on this occasion. Here's De Vecchi, involved in everything. Good tackling again from Doniger on big Tony Priddle. De Vecchi once more, looking for the runners out wide.
Oh, great word by Peacock there. Sized his man up. Bang, went straight into it. He's had a fine season too.
He has, and that's on the last tackle. It's the turnover. Gary Christie hasn't played much in this championship winning season, but he's playing his part tonight, as is Medley, Paul Medley, who has missed the last 7. Granted a benefit year, but he has been interesting amongst others. Huddersfield just recently, Paul Medley. So an interesting decision about his future, I think, to be made. Here's Peacock.
Good defence there by Priddle. Skipper showing the way in the tackling stakes, and they need to be, but you can see that the Paris side again, some are moving forward, and others are staying back, and that leaves a heck of a big gap.
Here now is Tomlinson, and he hoists the high kick. It went too long. Hyde was able to watch the ball as it went over the dead ball line.
Took the ball with his foot on the whitewash, so this will be a tap on the quarter for the Paris side. But look at the enthusiastic way that the Bradford Bulls get into them.
Now that's Texido who picks himself up. Little pat on the back from Marnie. Credit Paris, they're not throwing the towel in despite the fact that they're 20 points to 0 down and less than half an hour played. They've certainly kept Bradford under wraps since their last try went in, the champions, in the 22nd minute. So they've gone 7 minutes without conceding anything, which is a minor victory. Crowthers has lost that.
Good work by the halfback, Alexandre Coutet.
What's more, he's hurt, is Kevin Crowthers.
Bradford Bulls caught without a sweeper, and the winger came in. He was the man that dropped back to cover the kick through. Good work by Coutet. It came through to him, so this should be head and feet to the Paris side. Oh, don't tell me it's another serious injury for the Bradford Bulls. He put his body on the line and obviously caught a stray boot.
Nathan Graham is warming up on the touchline. He might be introduced.
Okay.
You can see it was the knee there from Coutet.
Knee in the ribs, maybe.
Okay.
Pretty sore.
So it's Paris who have the possession. And this is the fullback, Nick Hyde, who has chimed into the line. He nearly lost that ball on the first tackle, but Bradford's defence forced them back by a metre. This is Jampi now.
Bit high there from Robbie Paul. Not seen by the touch judge. Well, it's getting a bit niggly out there.
Cavastani gets Paris into the red zone. Half an hour gone, the ball came free. That's going to be a knock-on.
Cavastani claiming that it was reefed out. And it's pretty difficult to see how it was, especially from that angle. And I think you could just hear the referee saying, I couldn't see anything. I think you'll find that Christie did have a hand in there.
So Bradford get the possession from the scrum. Christie. Good tackling though by Ricard and also by Hyde, the fullback.
That's much better defence, obviously. And good where the coach has got the message out, say they've got to move forward. Been a good passage of play for the Paris side over the last 10 minutes.
Yes, they were caught very cold, weren't they? I mean, they only arrived in the country this afternoon after the flight from Paris to be here for this match.
That's the sort of run that they need, though. The forwards have to work hard and suck in the defence tight to give them the chance to get the ball out wide.
And that's what they're doing now with Loughlin, but good defence back again. That's Sean Marnie who's coming off the wing. Tomlinson again, little kick forward with the outside of the boot, but well watched on that occasion by Hyde, the fullback.
Good positioning. And once again we see the skill of little halfback Glenn Tomlinson. He's in fine form. He's got quite a few points to prove, of course. So often this season, Matthew Elliott has kept Glenn Tomlinson on the subs bench.
Well, he's been substitute indeed for the last two, but this is his 50th appearance for Bradford. And he's doing all right in the kicking department as well. But he's missed out on one big occasion this year, Wembley, when he was on the bench. And he won't want to miss out on the Premiership final should the champions get through to Old Trafford.
Well, I know he was bitterly disappointed the fact that he didn't start the game at Wembley. And there's no better place now on this celebration night to just give a little dig to your coach, Matthew Elliott. And you're still around, you've still got the skills. Nice work on the blind side, but again, you can see the experience showing through of Stuart Spruce. He was always going to have that covered.
Well, it's a strange period of the match, 10 minutes, and we haven't had a Bradford try. Wittenberg Matthew Elliott has moved down from his perch up here at the top of the terraces and has gone down to the dugout. As Robbie Paul plays the ball on halfway, Lowe's then gives it to Tomlinson. Tomlinson finds Peacock. What a season Peacock's had. What a great signing he has been for Bradford. Hodgson, I beg your pardon, it was Tomlinson dummy half. This is McNamara. Lowe's now. He dabs it through, but off the knees of the Paris defender. And it was Ricard, the centre.
Not the best kick there by the hooker, James Lowe's, and Ricard read it quite well. Well, I mentioned soon after the Bradford try-scoring blitz that let's hope they don't start going individually. Still keep that teamwork going, and the combination perhaps of the Paris defence being somewhat stronger in the opening 10-15 minutes has helped them.
Well, he's got it sorted out, Andy Goodway, that's obvious. Oh, terrific tackle. Donegan. Oh, Nick Hyde felt that.
Got up the fullback and just had a little bit of a look. Thought perhaps it was a double-decker bus that had hit him.
Now Spruce. Escapes one, bounces off two. That's better though. Ricard leading the way. Jeremy Donegan, well, average per match 13. He's over that already, and we're not yet at half-time. 15 tackles from Jeremy Donegan in this match already.
Well, it's obvious that Matthew Elliott, the coach, has said get out there and do your bit, do your stint. Perhaps he will be given a rest, especially late in the game.
And of course, Steve-O, a little bit of inspiration for Andy Hodgson there, who's off with a suspected broken leg. Jeremy Donegan, a man who's come back from a broken bone this year. He had 22 matches out, and here he is now back in the thick of the championship party. But Robbie Paul put that ball down, and so that will be the knock-on.
Just a little bit too over elaborate there. Donegan trying to get the ball around the man. He's always going downhill. Difficult one for Robbie Paul to take in. Well, I think they should settle themselves down, the Bradford Bulls, and make sure that the big two prop forwards, in fact all the forwards, start working a little bit more. We have yet to see those wonderful runs from James Lowe's from the dummy half.
Okay, get off it, get off it!
Spruce and McNamara with a tackle on Hyde. Now Hogue again for Paris, tackled by Donegan and Tomlinson. Tomlinson was being held down there by the Paris player. Referee John Connolly spotted it, that's why he didn't penalise the Bulls. Devecchi once more, and Priddle. Lovely ball round the back door to Ricard. Good tackle back by Nicol.
Good play by the prop forward, Tony Priddle there. Ricard in support.
This is Devecchi. Devecchi on the last tackle. Made 40 good metres. The next 10 are so important to them. That was Coutet. He tries to keep the movement going, but terrific defence again. Jampi, nowhere for him to go.
Beautiful pass there by Priddle. That's what he's famous for. It was a pretty high shot as well from Nicol. There's been a couple of those being missed by the officials.
Well, Paris, you know, won their last away game in Super League at Halifax in June. They've started long odds to complete their first win in 4 attempts against Bradford. A year ago, they scored 6 tries, though, here when they were beaten 32 points to 60. And guess who else they have beaten in 1997? Wigan at the Charlotte Stadium, one of their more famous nights. And they're forcing Bradford into errors.
Good work though by Tomlinson, in and out, sucked in the defence, and just wasn't the best pass. It's the knees of the big second rower, Jeremy Donegan. Well, as I keep mentioning it, Bradford really have to get back to basics, and the basics that brought them at early tries. That's good work in the forwards.
Ball went in and came straight back out, so the referee wants the scrum to be formed again, and that's better. Devecchi, and he gets the pass away to Jason Eade. Eade standing in the tackle from Peacock, and he did well to give it to Nicolas Coutet. This is Devechi. Good ball back on the inside again. Medley with the defence, but man tackled without the ball in back play. Not Medley, the offender. He got the last tackle in, but there was a tackle out on this side. Man without the ball was grabbed.
Pretty difficult to see from that one. He was a little bit out wide. I think the culprit was Christie, the winger. Either way, Paris again.
Priddle with the drive. They're coming more and more into this match.
Well, they've shown a lot of courage.
Devechi spins the pass to Coutet. Coutet tries to give it more width yet again to Ricard. Ricard then out wide to Marnie, and he disappears under the challenge of 3. Good driving run coming in from Jampi now. Jampi getting almost to the line. Time for Bradford to defend. Bellamy to Devechi. The runner there was Hogue. Keeping the ball alive, Paris. But this scrambling defence from Bradford standing firm as we enter the last minute of this first half. Bellamy once again. Priddle. Hogue dabs it through. Chances here, but it went just behind Christie. And Nicolas Coutet couldn't get to it. Leeds 10, Sheffield 14 at half-time at Headingley. Wigan ahead against Oldham. That could be curtains for Oldham in Super League. London beating Salford at the Willows. St Helens beating Warrington at Wilderspool. All those half-time scores in the other matches being played in Super League this evening. Remember, it's a bank holiday weekend. There are full matches tonight and on Monday. And on Monday we're back here at Odsal for the next big occasion, and that's the game against Wigan. Bradford will have to step up a gear or two here, and indeed on Monday, to please their coach Matthew Elliott as we enter the last few seconds of this first half. Crowd counting us down to the half-time siren, and there it is. And James Lowes is not too impressed. Blood streaming from an eye injury. An old eye injury, it has to be said, but James Lowes not very impressed with either the referee or the challenge that came in on him. And Matthew Elliott having a word with his coaching staff before he goes in to greet the players in the dressing rooms. So they've scored 4 tries, off to a flying start after a minute and a half when Paul Loughlin went over. Then we had the Hodgson try before he was taken off with a suspected broken leg. Tomlinson and Wittenberg. 20 points to 0 at half-time.
From one of the world's greatest cities comes one of the world's greatest Grand Slams. Pete Sampras, Monica Seles and Britain's Tim Henman are among some of the stars in one of the world's greatest sporting events. In association with American Airlines, the US Open, Monday at 4, live on Sky Sports 3.
Coffee, not yet.
Well, what are
You could get nicked then. What now?
Bank job's on.
Oh, blimey. What the X this?
Listen, Almira, lovely little mover.
Shut it. Marcus!
Stop shouting.
I can't!
Handles like a dream gun.
Well, wake up and shut up. That's an order. Hello, Squealer.
What, Coach?
I said apple white. This is Parisian moonlight white.
I think we better get back to the yellow cup and get some more.
Fuel action, Almira.
Shut up.
Imagine you're looking at the sun. What's the first thing you see?
Sports page.
Sports.
The sport.
It's the best for sport.
It's got good sport.
The sport.
It keeps me up to date on sport.
Good variety of all sports, you know, it gives you boxing, basketball,
Football.
Golf. The football.
Racing and
everything, yeah.
football and racing, I think.
Tennis.
Motor racing.
It's got the lot.
I've been meaning to ask you, who do you support?
You not believe this? Liverpool.
Get up!
At last, stronger, thicker hair.
And I push it to the limit.
Today we know that hair weakens if it loses ceramides, one of the hair's natural strengtheners. L'Oreal have duplicated ceramide, creating Ceramide R, which penetrates the hair, rebuilding its strength from within, leaving your hair feeling
stronger, thicker.
and easier to manage. L'Oreal Elvive shampoo with ceramide R. Wash the strength back in.
At Currys, the big bank holiday price crash and amazing offers like £100 off this Electrolux Power System vacuum this weekend at Currys, Britain's biggest electrical stores.
Unlike some wood stains, Cuprinol's 5-year wood stain lasts 5 whole years. Guaranteed. Cuprinol. No one does wood more good.
Bank the plank with the green.
I called the police. I really did.
We're trying to fit a pool here, boys.
Thanks a bunch.
Why do you make me 2 hours?
Give a cash reserve, please.
Sky Satellite subscriber exclusive. Turn to Guardian Direct for low-cost home or car insurance. And when you take out a policy, you'll receive a Sky Satellite subscriber benefit. For your free home or car insurance quote, call 0645 282820.
I met someone. I met a girl.
Jimmy the Saint.
Are you a gangster?
Going straight.
He wants to see you, Jimmy. Come on, what for? What do you want done? It's just an action. It's not a piece of work. I need a crew. Maybe 4. I'm paying 50 G's straight out.
Do it, but something went wrong. Andy Garcia, Gabriel Anwar, Steve Buscemi, and Christopher Walken. Things to do in Denver when you're dead. The TV premiere 10 o'clock Saturday on the Movie Channel.
With the Ryder Cup just over a month away, the Europeans are still battling it out for team places, so catch all the action from day 3 of the European Open live from the K Club in Dublin tomorrow afternoon at 1:30 over on Sky Sports 3. Right now it's half-time in Bradford Bulls' big party night here at Odsal, and a big party it is turning into. They're ahead by 20 points to 0. They've scored 4 tries. McNamara has kicked 2 goals. Paris Saint-Germain have yet to get off the mark. And Bradford odds on to go on and win this match and claim their 20th straight victory in Super League this year. Well, up there on that hoist is the Bull Man, and he's joined forces with the West Yorkshire Fire Brigade, the Odsal Fire Station, which is based just up the top of the hill here in Bradford, right near the Odsal Stadium. And it's all part of a big campaign by the fire service to deter youngsters from making hoax 999 calls and telling them of the stupidity of that, and also the danger in case they ever have to call out the emergency services themselves. By the looks of things, the occasion has been far too much for one of the Bull families. But they have got the tallest medic. They normally go around with violin cases, those two, and they actually guarded Steve all the way to the studio a little bit earlier, but we don't need any guards here at Odsal.
With white coats, anyway.
No, the men with white coats come for you at about 9:30, don't they?
9:45.
And the little yellow van take you back.
Used to be green when I was at school.
Well, 20 points to 0. Odsal Stadium is housing a party and hosting a party, but it all went a little bit flat. Is that because Paris have got their act together in defence and are back in this match?
I think it's a combination of both. Is the fact that Goodway has done a good job in getting the message out there, because their defence early in that first half was quite appalling. They were not moving up forward, and they got off to a flying start, really, Bradford, and I think that spoilt their party as well, because I was saying midway through that I didn't want, if you just hold it there, you get a situation where they had so many players, they had half the team there, and there was always going to be a point of getting the ball out wide, and the strength of Lachlan in for the first try. Sadly, the fullback, Otchen, scored the next one, but later he went off with a broken leg. Bad blow, but this was a set move from the scrum, the fullback linking through, 2 dummy runners back on the inside of Robbie Paul, completely confused the defence. There's a huge gap for the young fullback Andy Hodgson. Tomlinson try. We saw the quality of Robbie Paul before Tomlinson used one of his many kicks in the first 20 minutes. And as Eddie mentioned, it's been a bit quiet there. According to the video referee, that was A-OK, got his downward pressure all right. And then the Wittenberg try. This is a set move again by Lowe's. It was Dwyer that scored a similar try against Sheffield last week. On this occasion, it's a big prop forward, Wittenberg. And Eddie, I do believe that is saying thank you to Leeds, but I think it'll be a message of warning also from Matthew Elliott, his coach, because he was losing the plot somewhat, was James Lowe's. He's trying to referee a few things out there, and he's had a running battle with the official, and that is not good for them, because they are losing their concentration. They showed in the first 20 minutes that they have the quality to score good tries after they've done all the hard work in the forwards. And I'm sure that's what Matthew Elliott will be saying to his players now. Look, you've got to work hard. The forward pack has to move forward, lay the foundation. We have the skill, the strength and the speed out wide to score tries that they showed in the first 20 minutes. But let's not take anything away from Paris. Their defence is solid and they come back, and they really had a chance to score a couple of times just before the half-time break.
Yes, they did. I mean, it started pretty slowly, didn't it, for Paris, and they were caught cold almost by Bradford, and really that should really, I suppose, have been the signal to get this party in full swing. I mean, they were in great heart before the match, and they still are pretty excited about what's happening out there now.
Well, I think that is their problem as well. I think that when they got those 20 points, went to an early lead, I think a few of them were already taking off the champagne corks, and when they should be getting down to some hard graft, because it's the hard work and hard graft that really has laid the platform for their success this season, and they've got to get back into the swing of things. And I'm sure that Matthew Elliott will be far from impressed, especially the last 20 minutes of that first half. It won't be carnival time inside that dressing room. He will want a bigger effort.
Well, I'm sure. I just wonder whether all this euphoria that surrounds Odsal tonight, I wonder if it just is getting to the players a little bit, and it maybe was too easy for them in the opening 20 minutes, and they thought, well, this is going to be a cakewalk.
Without doubt, but and there's quite a few Australians on the Paris side, especially Tony Priddle. He's been around, he's got all the experience, so he'd be pretty handy at sledging, and there's no better man to sledge at than James Lowe's, and I think it might be a very wise move for Matthew Elliott in the first 10 minutes of the second half, if they do score early tries, to bring James Lowe's off.
Well, we shall see. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Because it's been such a wonderful season for James Lowe's, who has attracted votes as man of the match many times when we've been at Odsal and around the Super League this year. But I wonder who your man of the match will be this time. There's the telephone number to ring, and we'll ask you to make your call during the course of the second half, and the viewer who picks the man of the match can win one of these things, the Sony Video Games console. It's a great prize to be had, and it could be yours on that number. If you select the man of the match correctly, your name comes out of our computer. You could be walking home with one of those. And we wish you all the very best in the world for the video games console, and make sure you keep your eyes peeled for a performance from the man of the match here at Odsal tonight. One or two candidates already, but I'm sure that there's still plenty of time for one of the players to attract your vote. Well, it's a terrific atmosphere. It is the party time at Odsal. And why not? They are champions of 1997. They are the kings of Super League. They've come here with their banners. And, well, he does have a pretty good smile, does Matthew Elliott. And why not? I'm not so sure it's as good as the Mona Lisa. I know someone else who can do a good Gioconda.
With the best.
It's Bradford 20 and Paris 0. That's the half-time score. And we have the second half and all the celebrations for you. Stay where you are.
On the first Eat My Sports,
There's a lot of men who are on the pull.
the greatest manager.
It's an amazing thing, isn't it?
Eat My Sports proudly presents the Bobbin Robin Nick Boom Boom Smith. Howard Clark, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll tell you one thing about the Spice Girls. It was an inspired double signing.
Oh, it's a good stroke as usual.
We're here to make your world a sunnier place to be.
Eat My Sports. The new series continues tonight at 10:30 on Sky One.
Sometimes the droughts here are very bad. The search for water is never ending. In the heat of the day, my father digs in the dried-out waterhole, looking for toads. When he has one, he will squeeze out the liquid and drink it. But then, Dad never was the sharpest tool in the box.
Natural hints from Dulux.
What's the one part of your body that can never be too fat? Your eyelashes. I was the makeup artist on Evita. My secret, Max Factor's 2,000 calorie mascara. The brush is incredibly thickening. It will fatten your lashes up to 200%. Gives a wonderful dramatic look. If nature didn't give you fat lashes, then 2,000 calorie will. It seriously fattens the lashes. I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true.
Max Factor's 2,000 calorie mascara, the makeup of makeup artists.
For car glass, automatically think auto glass.
Inspired by nature, comes a revolutionary design in forward drive. Built to perform in the toughest of environments. A unique body structure with inbuilt side impact protection. Outstanding acceleration with superb hold and responsive handling. The world's most advanced suspension system, fitted with the finest in twin shock absorbers. The ultimate in rough terrain design. On show in the new season of Rugby Union. Bath v Newcastle, Saturday afternoon at 2 on Sky Sports 2.
It's the party part 2 here at Odsal on Monday, when Wigan are here for the final home Super League game of the season, and we shall be with them on Sky Sports 1 Monday at 3. But right now it's Odsal for Bradford Bulls against Paris, the second half, and at 20 points to nil at half-time it is to the champions, who will receive the trophy at the end of this match. Trophy that has been a long time in the winning, and the bride and groom are still here. What a place to come and celebrate on your wedding night. They've just got married as well, and if the Bradford Bulls can pick up the trophy after a glittering performance, I'm sure that they will be delighted. They've just caught a glimpse of themselves on our big screen. They haven't missed a game all season, and getting married is no excuse to miss a match here at Odsal. Not these days, anyway. So half-time, it's 20-0 to the Bradford Bulls, and now the champions, I'm sure, will be told by their coach Matthew Elliott to go out and play like champions in this second 40 minutes. And Robbie Paul looks keen and anxious again to get on with the matters. And John Connolly is just waiting for Nick Hyde to come on and get this game underway. Second 40 minutes. Paris have never been nilled in Super League before. They lost by the nil margin in the World Cup Championship, but never ever in Super League. So can Bradford do to them what no other team in this competition has done so far? Yet another landmark for the Bradford Bulls. Whoops. Nearly went without the ball then, Wittenberg. A good job that Peacock was there. This is now McNamara, and he was interfered with then as he tried to play that ball, but Medley carries on, tackled by De Vecchi.
Straight away we can see that the Bradford forwards want to work.
Donegan has brushed through the challenges, and Donegan's on his way to the corner. Nick Hyde comes across and cuts him down. But a tremendous run from Donegan. Last tackle, Lowe's. Donegan goes down again, holding the ankle. Paul gives it to Tomlinson. Tomlinson will dab it through. There's a whole phalanx of Bradford players out there, and Kutek got to it first, but then he was barreled over the line, and it will be the dropout from underneath their own post. Yes, it was Nicholas Kutek.
Beautiful kick by Glenn Tomlinson yet again, but this was the big run from the big second rower, Jeremy Donoghue, and it was set up by 4 good rushes by the forwards. And it's quite obvious that Matthew Elliott, the coach, has said the pack work for 40 minutes, don't rest.
Taking their time, Paris with that goal line dropout. When they do, it lands in the arms of Sonny Nicol. And Nicol drives it up the middle again. And El Kalouki is out there for Paris. Start of this second half. This now is Wittenberg. Good strong run again from Wittenberg. Matthew Elliott will be keen for his men to play like champions in this second half, I'm sure, to thrill this big crowd. And we're estimating that it will be the biggest of the season at Odsal tonight. Peacock gets the try. He burst through the would-be tacklers, and Danny Peacock gets the second half underway in the best possible style for the Bradford Bulls. That's his 8th of the season, and his 2nd in successive matches. Danny Peacock.
Good work again by the forward, set it up. It was Lowe's that went on the blind side, drew the defence to him, and Peacock in for the try. Good solid work. Little jinking run there. You can see how one of the Paris players came out of the one line of defence and left a big hole. It was Kutek, Alexandre, number 24, that really made a meal of it. It was a beautiful pass though by Lowe's, and Peacock fully deserved that. And the forwards laid the foundation.
Hasn't Danny Peacock had a big season too? 13 in all competitions this year. Now that's 14 and 8 in the Super League. And maybe he will look back, and his 2 tries at Wigan in April, probably 2 of the most crucial scores of 1997. McNamara now with the conversion attempt, and he drifts it, but not enough. And he looks back in anger, but he hasn't kicked well tonight.
Kutek is a man circle. He comes in too quickly, out of the one line of defence. He took the gamble, it didn't come off. Peacock slides in. Nice finish. Made sure of the downward pressure. That will please Matthew Elliott. Not just the try, but the build-up to it. The forwards really have come out firing in this second stanza.
What a turnaround in fortunes, by the way, for Danny Peacock, a man who got the wooden spoon in Australia with the South Queensland Crushers just a year ago. And here he is now tonight, celebrating as a true champion. They have swept all before them in Europe. 19 straight victories this year. Their last defeat in Super League against Halifax in August, exactly 12 months ago. And defeat by Halifax, their only defeat in 2 Super League seasons at Odsal. And with 1 game to go against Wigan on Monday, they will be anxious to keep that record intact. And they really do, Steve-O, look, although they face Wigan and London in their last 2 matches, they do look like a side that can gain immortality and go through the year without a blemish on their record.
Well, if they play like they did in the opening 20 minutes and the opening 5 minutes in this second half, yes, they really are on line to go through undefeated. It won't be easy. Wigan and London will not be easy to overcome. But getting back to Danny Peacock, it was really shrewd buying, wasn't it, by the Bradford club. They knew that he perhaps would enjoy the much harder ground with the European, of course, playing in the summer.
This now is Nicol. Nicol gets the pass out. Here goes Peacock again. Desperate defence from Crowthers. Nicol, the man at dummy half, and he shrugs off 2 challengers. Straight it up does Nicol. Good, strong run. Hove was the man who got to him. This now is Lowe's. And here is Spruce. Lowe's jinking and looking for the opportunity. Lowe's has got there. Lowe's has touched down. No problem, says John Connolly. And James Lowe's could be in the blood bin with that gash above the eye, but he just got to the line and stretched out the arm and put it down on the whitewash.
Fully deserved. Good build-up again. It was Nicol that put them through. The full-back, Stuart Spruce, took it on. It's shabby defence there. They really should have got to him earlier. But he's an elusive customer. He's had a fine season. This is a run from Nicol that got them there. They really have stepped up a couple of gears of the forwards in the second half. They allowed him to run across the face of the defence. He used the referee well, had all the strength. Notice how he'll run across the face of the defence and the referee. They really should have put him down, but Ricard couldn't stop him.
The 6th different try scorer tonight for Bradford Bulls, and he's keeping pace with Danny Peacock as the leading try scorer, and that's another one missed by McNamara. That's 2 out of 6 for McNamara, but 28 points to 0 for the Bradford Bulls.
Well, I think that just about wraps it up now, despite the fact that McNamara missed that simple conversion, as I mentioned at half-time, to bring off James Lowe's. You can see the blood streaming down his face. It's no point in leaving him out there.
This is Priddle now for Paris, the Paris Saint-Germain captain. I'm sure, Steve-O, that Andy Goodway has got eyes on that match against Oldham on Tuesday, because that really is the one that will decide now, I think, who goes down at the end of the season.
Crucial,
There's Lowe's,
isn't it?
by the way.
Well, it was a problem not just because of the claret running down his face. Oh, nice pair of undies. But the mere fact that he was losing his cool with the referee, John Connolly, and a bit of sledging going on out there. And I can't really see why Matthew Elliott should risk him on both counts. One for the cut on the eye and the other one for losing the plot.
Terrific tackle there by Danny Peacock. It was on Tuxedo. Kick over the top. And Crowthers has come back. And he will collect, but good chase. But you've got to make the tackle. Andy Goodway, the Paris coach. Contract with Paris runs out at the end of this campaign. But here goes Robbie Paul. Robbie Paul just applies the brakes and cuts in field. Tremendous run from Robbie Paul.
Oh, they enjoyed that. Tremendous stuff. What skills.
Well, that would have been a wow of a try if it had gone all the way. It still might be. McNamara with the run. And now it's Nathan Graham. They have stepped up a gear, there's no doubt about that. As Azima comes on. Another chance here. Spruce gets it down. 3 quick tries, start of the second half. Mirroring the events in the first half, really. And the fullback chimes in and gets another 4. This party is in full swing now.
Spruce may have scored it, but put it down to the beautiful play by Robbie Paul. The winger Marnie, he went off. You could see him going in, he was sucked. It left a huge gap out wide, and Twinkle Toes was off. See how he just slowed it down. Sign of a wonderful footballer. when you slow the game and the opposition defence down to what speed you want. Back on the inside, Tomlinson, McNamara, quick play the ball. They were eager, very hungry indeed. Nathan Graham took it further, and the fullback, Stuart Spruce. The crowd are loving this now. Good strength. 85 metres, and that is a damn fine try.
And now McNamara, 2 from 6, but surely he will not miss this one. And McNamara slides over the extra 2, and they're happy. It's 34 points to 0. Well, a devastating opening 10 minutes, and the kickoff just bounces harmlessly over the dead ball line. Yet more pressure then on Paris Saint-Germain. They have to drop out from underneath their own posts now. But what a start to the second half.
Bad mistake by the Paris side. We really should have gone for that with the hands, not the foot.
Gets no length on the dropout either. Medley is replaced by Warren Jowett. They're all involved and involving themselves in this event now. And this is Jowett. 34 points to 0, 11 minutes of this second half gone. Tomlinson misses out Nicol. Peacock! What a try! His second! Danny Peacock. They missed out Nicol with the ball out wide, and Peacock had acres of space. He gets try number 9 in Super League. Second one tonight, and in all 15 tries now this season, and a little smile of satisfaction on the coach Matthew Elliott's face. Peacock with the try.
Doesn't surprise me that Matthew Elliott has a big grin. It's amazing what a little talk can do at half-time. The use of the dummy runner. Ball went across the face of that dummy runner and left a huge gap for that man, Peacock. Salutes the crowd. Well, there was little to cheer about. It was a subdued Bradford Bulls crowd just before half-time, but now they've got plenty to cheer about.
Here comes another conversion from McNamara and another miss from Steve McNamara. 38 points to 0. It remains.
Dummy runner goes through, the ball goes out wide to perfection. Off he goes. They treat him like royalty here. Short kick-off.
Paris get it back. Only just though under great pressure from Stuart Spruce. That try from Peacock, by the way, the 4th try in a devastating 9-minute spell. Start of this second half. The power really that has carried Bradford to the Super League title, personified in the opening 10 minutes here of the second half, and the opening 10 minutes of the first half as well. Paris, no answer. This is El Kalouki. Caught in possession, Nick Hyde on the last tackle. Turnover. Away they come again, Bradford Bulls.
Must be pretty difficult for all the players to hear what's being said out there. They really are making a racket now. The singing has started, the chanting. They want more. They really want to put this Paris side on the rack.
Nathan Graham to Paul, to McNamara, back to Robbie Paul. He now is Kevin Crowthers. I'm sure that Robbie Paul would love to get on the score sheet himself this second half. There he was at dummy half, giving it to Doniger. Marnie in there quickly, along also with Tuxedo. Graham to McNamara, slides the kick through, inviting the chase, and under pressure was Jampi, and he had to shovel the ball dead.
Did well to the loose forward, anticipating that kick. You could see they were converging upon him. Pascal Jampi found it pretty tough going. Huge crowd, nerves aplenty.
Well, we did say, didn't we, earlier in the week, he wouldn't be in Paris' shoes for any money tonight to come to this ground on this occasion and Bradford pick up their first major trophy in 16 years. It was always going to be a party, and the way Bradford have started this second half, there's nothing now to stop the champagne corks are popping. Tomlinson, and again, out wide it goes once more. Peacock gets the pass away somehow, and Christie gets another.
Must have been pretty close to a forward pass. He was in a good position, was referee John Connolly, but again it was Peacock's power that went through the half break, sent the ball out wide. Hard work in the forwards, then you can release the three-quarters. The little run around, the defence was absolutely confused. Looked okay from the high shot. Great work there by Peacock, and Christie quite happy. Little run around, Tomlinson, McNamara. You could see this Palace defence now is totally confused. Every time there's a run around or a dummy runner, they just do not know which way to go. He did.
Gary Christie, his first try of 1997. Just 3 appearances all year. McNamara now will try again. And this time he's denied by the post. Well, to be fair to McNamara, he has had very few easy conversions.
There you see the run around. See how it sucks in 4 Paris defenders. Long ball out wide. Thank you very much indeed. Back on the inside. Super work by the centre. They certainly love to do that, the centres. Feed the winger.
And this time,
for a try. Great stuff.
The short kick-off has come off. Nathan Graham got to that, just back on. There's Warren Jowett. Matthew Elliott allowing all his 17 men to take part in this jamboree. Of course, one of them, poor old Andy Hodgson, on his way to hospital with a suspected broken leg. And here goes Lowe's again up the middle. Takes the tackle, looks round, sees what options are available to him. Here's Spruce, ball fed out wide, Crowthers! And Crowthers, referee checks with the touch judges, is given the 10th Bradford Bulls try of the night. And his first, Kevin Crowthers' first try in Super League. The former Dewsbury man, he will remember this night, as will this crowd as well. The 10th Bradford try, and it's now becoming a rout for Paris Saint-Germain.
Silky skills from the Bulls, keeping the ball alive, switch from the open to the blind. Tomlinson set it off. Spruce, excellent pass out wide. The winger did well, he kept to the whitewash out wide. Good build-up. Notice the switch there, that's a good call. The combination of Robbie Paul, Glenn Tomlinson coming to the fore yet again. They're enjoying themselves out there.
And that's 3 out of 10. And he has a little word with the coaching staff, and I bet he's saying, I wish they'd get us over underneath the sticks. Graham Bradley, Brian McDermott, Tahi Rihanna, I think, between them. Everyone here tonight to play their part in the celebrations. 46 points to 0. Oh, Bradford rubbing it in now. They are the Super League champions.
And yet a short one again.
And it almost came off for them. It didn't though. And this is El Kalouki.
I must say, every time I've seen this substitute, Abderrazak El Kalouki, he has impressed me.
And you've impressed us the fact that you can say his first name, Steve-O.
Abderrazak.
Brian Noble on the right in the maroon, just talking in the walkie-talkie. A man who knows what it's like to be a champion here. Priddle loses the ball in that tackle. The referee will play the knock-on. He was a champion here when they last won the trophy, Brian Noble, 1981.
Should have been a penalty. You could see quite clearly that Paul...
There he is, Brian Noble. What a great servant to this club he has been. 1981, a champion as a player. Now, 1997, a champion from the back room. Texido goes off, and Romain Sort comes on for Paris. Andy Goodway trying to mix and match it to stem the tide, but he really is on a hiding to nothing tonight. I think he knew it too when I spoke to him earlier today. Coming up to the hour mark. Lowe's is the man at dummy half. This crowd want more and more, and they would love a Robbie Paul special, but De Vecchi was the man doing the tackling then. He finds then Tomlinson then to McNamara. Last one for the Bradford Bulls. Tomlinson slides the kick through. That was too deep though. So we're in the last quarter of this match. 46 points to 0. That's Romain Sort. First touch of the ball for him. Birthday yesterday, by the way. Well, it would have been his party yesterday, but it's the Bradford Bulls party here tonight. Gone without the ball. They're in disarray, I'm afraid. Marnie has picked up the pieces.
Lack of concentration there by Pascal Jampi. His eyes well and truly off the football, but you can see the solid defence yet again. The umbrella defence coming up quickly, forcing the Paris side down the middle.
This is Cabestany. Graham and Wittenberg bring him to ground. It slices off the outside of the boot and just about found the mark.
Again tonight is broadcast live on Sky TV. Also,
well, it wasn't intended to go there, but he got the lucky bounce.
Alexandre Coutet it was. Off the outside of his boot. That's Crowthers taking it up for Bradford. Here now is Nathan Graham. Don't forget, man of the match time. We're inviting calls for your view on 0891 66 55 25. That video games console could be yours if you come out of our computer tonight, having named the man of the match correctly. So get dialing now. Plenty of candidates in the white jerseys of Bradford Bulls. Wittenberg was trying to force that away, but the referee said it was stolen. Paris, I think, on first view of that, a little hard done by.
Well, Michael Hogue was accused of perhaps getting a fingertip to it, and I think that Wittenberg was just trying to offload the football. He was a bit bemused by it all. Well, surely Bradford will run this football. Well, I hope they run this football.
Robbie Paul comes off, maybe getting ready for the presentation ceremony. They are running it, by the way, Bradford. That's Nicol. Medley, the man who's replaced the captain. This, meanwhile, is Stuart Spruce. Spinning away there was Lowe's, and Lowe's! I think he's got the ball down. It's on the whitewash, and the try is given. It's on the line. Lowe's is second. That was the explanation from John Connolly to the Paris side, who complained about the decision. James Lowe's with his second try of the evening, and that takes the Bradford Bulls to the half-century.
Well, it's a set move again, but there was no one coming. They came far too wide. Okay, I'll go on my own. Great strength there. Well, Lowe still has plenty of games to go for the record for tries from a hooker in a season. If my memory serves me correctly, 21. Well, he's well on his way. He's still got a few games left. That is a great effort. And the biggest problem now for Matthew Elliott is trying to get Lowe's off the field of play. He'll want more. We really should rest him, the Dynamo, but I don't think he will now. Take a bomb to get him off that field.
McNamara adds the extras. 52 points to 0. Paris have never been on the end of a 0 scoreline for themselves in the past. They have 15 minutes to try and stop that particularly bad statistic. Oh, dear me. Hyde loses the plot. Scorelines for you now. Leeds 22, Sheffield 14 at Headingley. Oldham 14, Wigan 16. That one is not over yet. That's a big game. And London ahead 22 points to 16 at the Willows. And Warrington closing the gap on St Helens at Wilderspool. So good matches taking place elsewhere in Super League, but here we have the champions parading their skills. And how about that Oldham-Wigan game, Steve-O, at Boundary Park? Oldham playing for the Super League lives, and they know they've got to go to Paris on Tuesday. Maybe the word's got out.
Not over yet. And Priddle came in with a big one. And there was a little bit of a headbutt there by Warren Jowett. He got away with it, but Priddle hit him with a big one.
This is Spruce again.
You're right though, Eddie. Oldham, they're not out of that. They were fighting for their life.
Nicol trying to drive and barge his way to the line. 4-5. There were 6 defenders round him then when he was brought to ground. Oh, great skill. Beautiful stuff. And Medley gets the next. Well, it's becoming now a procession to the Paris try line. They're loving it. It's so one-sided. As far as Bradford Ball supporters are concerned, it doesn't matter. This is what they've paid their money to come and see. And the party that began at around about 4 o'clock when the queues started forming really is picking up momentum and picking up pace.
Carnival time, basketball passes. You can see the defence come out quickly. It was beautiful play to lob the ball on, and Medley easily takes the 4 points on offer. That really was great play, wasn't it? They are working as a team, the unit. They've got it sorted out at the half-time break. The crowd are ecstatic, and rightly so.
So Medley with the try, and he has managed to get the ball over the line closer to the posts, and this is arguably Steve McNamara's easiest kick. And a nice little dink over the top of the bar from McNamara. 58 points to 0 now. The Bulls are ahead. The bride and groom, they're enjoying every minute of it as well. That's what this club is starting to mean, you know, to the people of Bradford. Well, why have a few drinks with the relatives when you can come down here, Steve-O, and support the Bulls on a championship-winning night?
Tremendous, isn't it? And I'm sure where the honeymoon's going to be, it'll be London next week.
I think you might be right. They won't go until Tuesday, though, because they've got to play Wigan here on Monday. $58 points to 0. Well, we're now searching through the record books because Bradford are getting near their best ever win in Super League, and that was 64 points to 22 against Sheffield last season.
Well, that was good work by the loose forward Pascal Jampi, but it wasn't the best pass. He made the half break there, and that's been another big problem for Paris. They've tried to force the passes in impossible situations. Loose forward Jampi having to play out on the left wing at the moment.
Here's Medley. Oh, a little ankle tap on him, and it was a good job that the defender got to him. Michael Hogue it was, because Medley was in full flight then. This is Spruce. Peacock will get the hat-trick, and Peacock does. Danny Peacock was fed by Stuart Spruce, and Peacock comes up with a hat-trick to take Bradford Bulls over the 60-point mark. But it's by far and away their greatest win in Super League now, and they're on course for a record point score here against hapless Paris Saint-Germain.
Beautiful work by the fullback, Spruce. Takes on the defence, offloads. You can see that Alexandre Coutet was just led standing. Excellent skills. No one at home. Accelerates away for the hat-trick. They really have taken to him here The fans adore the big centre, Danny Peacock.
And that's his first ever hat-trick for the Bradford Bulls. Well, he's getting plenty of practice with the boot, isn't he? 12 kicks, 5 successful for Steve McNamara. Another difficult one, though, far out. He missed another. Unlucky 13 for Steve McNamara. 5 from 13, the statistic for McNamara. 62 points to 0.
10 minutes.
10 minutes of the match remaining.
Okay? 10 minutes.
Been an impressive display by the Bulls in the second half. And thankfully, they've got it right. Again, they go for the short, and why not? 62-0. It's worth attempting anything now.
Don't forget those calls for your man of the match. Listen to the roar from the terracing here at Odsal as they tell the world that they are the champions of 1997. Another record has suddenly come into the Bradford Bulls' sights. 76-0 is their best ever victory. That in the Challenge Cup in 1991 against the amateurs of Lee East. So this is certainly a step up in class. But if they can get 14 more points, they equal their best ever score, Bradford Bulls. It would be appropriate, I suppose, on a night like this that they pick up that record. But you wouldn't wish that on Paris, to be fair.
Well, they've tried hard, but they are looking a tired outfit now. They are being taken to the cleaners with sheer skill and team spirit. Second effort again from Stuart Spruce. He's had an outstanding game.
Outstanding season, they all have. El Kaluki was all over the grounded fullback. Here's Crowthers to the halfway line. Now Lachlan. Paris have had no answer to this. Tomlinson. Ball bounces off the chest of Warren Jowett. The referee will put the scrum down for the knock-on.
Again, Tomlinson probing. The gap was there. You could see that Paris are getting very slow to fill in the gap. Must have been over-enthusiastic there from Warren Jowett. But the one good thing about it as well, apart from the skills that we've seen in the second half from Bradford, is that they've done away with the niggling and silly back chat to the referee, John Connolly, which is good to see. Mainly the fact it just shows you the respect that they have for their coach, Matthew Elliott. They would have told him not to be stupid and get on with the game. Well, they've certainly done that.
Well, Paris are a frustrated side now, no doubt about that. And Bradford all round them. Nowhere then for Nick Hyde to go. Only to the ground. This is Marnie. Marnie to the halfway line. El Kaluki is the dummy half. Hyde, Priddle, dumped to the ground by the tackle from Lachlan. De Vecchi tries to hammer the ball towards the corner. He goes to the corner, but the ball runs dead in goal. Crowthers was able to allow that to trickle over the line.
A bit too strong there by the standoff, Fabian De Vecchi, who has tried hard but has been totally outclassed.
Well, they're going to claim tonight their 7th championship. 7th time they've been named the top dogs of rugby league. They're still unbeaten in 1997. They have 2 more matches to go after this. And the closest they have come as champions to emulating this year's efforts, 1940-41, the wartime season when they were champions. Just 1 defeat and 1 draw out of 25 games. But they are so close now to writing their name forever in the history books as going through unbeaten in the top flight, something that has never, ever happened before. Jowett with this run.
That'll be play on.
Yes, he had to release the ball. He was going over the touchline.
Confident piece of play, though, by the Bulls. Switches of play, men running on different angles, and Jowett did well to get it back into the field of play. Misdirected in the end. But they're enjoying themselves out there. The crowd know it. You know, they're not many minutes away from seeing that wonderful Super League trophy.
Yes, it's got the white, the black and the amber ribbons on, and it will be Bradford Bulls' sole possession in around about 5 minutes' time. And this crowd have turned out here to be part and parcel of a night of history. Jean-Pierre could almost have been penalised then. As he got up, he grabbed the Bradford Bulls' leg before playing the ball. Here now is Spruce. What a run from Spruce. Loses the ball illegally. It was stolen. Sheffield have beaten Leeds 24-22. Wigan have beaten Oldham 32-26. London have beaten Salford, so that just about makes London runners-up in Super League. And St Helens have got a narrow victory against Warrington at Wilderspool. So one or two matters settled at the top, I fancy, but down at the bottom, it's a big one for Paris and Oldham on Tuesday. And time is certainly running out for Oldham.
But what a big game that makes now for Monday. Bradford and Wigan. Wigan desperately trying to get into the top four.
Lovely skill. Lowe's again. Lowe's collared by Priddle. And he lost the ball.
I think Priddle just took it off him, one-on-one. A little bit of a tap on the head. Well, I'm not so sure it was one-on-one.
I think Lowe's passed it to him.
A little tap on the head there. They were hammer and tong in the first half. Tony Priddle and James Lowe's, but things have calmed down. Common sense has prevailed.
There's tremendous atmosphere. It has built all the way through this afternoon at Odsal, and now it's in full cry. They're counting down to the championship presentation. Paris have simply not been able to get going. It's a long way to come for a beating like this, and it will be a long, long journey home.
Not the best pass. It was virtually impossible for Sean Marnie to pull in the football. He's worked hard, both in attack and defence, but he realises that they are up against the champion side.
Here goes Lachlan up the middle. 3 minutes to go. 180 seconds and counting. And Bradford will have that piece of silverware in their boardroom here at Odsal for the next 12 months. And who knows, Steve-O, for how many seasons after that, the way they have taken everybody on and beaten them this year.
Big crowd, they'll expect it to continue on.
Medley! Lost it! Did he, or did he get it down? He got it down legally. And Medley's second try, his second try of the year, his second try of the night. And Paul Medley with another 4 points.
Tremendous play. Offload from McNamara. They really are a tired outfit, this Paris side now. They have run out of steam a long, long time ago. Frederick Tuxedo was pulled into the defence. The pass from Steve McNamara sent them out away. Full control. Good positioning by the referee, John Connolly.
Paul Medley scoring the 10th try of this second half, the 14th try of the match. And Steve McNamara, 5 out of 13, would love to kick this, and kick it he does. 6 from 14 for McNamara. And 68 points to 0. Bradford, it's been a cakewalk.
Well, I do hope that those players out there are not expecting an early shower, because this huge crowd will want to pay tribute to their heroes for a long, long time. It's been a long time between drinks, but the silverware is back at Odsal.
As we enter the last minute, Bradford are the champions of 1997. We've known that for a week. This really is just the punctuation mark. The full stop on a great job done by Matthew Elliott, Brian Noble and the team off the field, and this team of superstars on the green sward. And look at that defence, 68-0, last 30 seconds. They want to nil Paris all right.
That's the icing on the cake.
Penalty to Paris. Moving off the mark, James Lowes.
Lowes was a little bit too sharp there. But that just shows you the teamwork and the effort right in the final seconds. They are eager to get that football. Lowes wants another point. He wants another try. The coach, he doesn't care. He knows that silverware is going to be paraded any second now.
The crowd are counting us down. And at the end of this, Bradford will be acclaimed as champions. And champions they are. The biggest victory of Super League in 1997 belongs to the Bradford Bulls, the champions. A hat-trick for Danny Peacock. And the Bullman knows that his team are rightly going to be acclaimed as champions. The players, I can tell you, will leave the field for just a couple of minutes, and then they will return and will take part in the celebrations of this championship success. Fabulous crowd will see their stars from the pitch, and then they will return and we will have the presentation ceremony. So don't go away, you will certainly miss none of it if you stay right where you are here on Sky Sports. Still to come tonight, here at 10, all the day's news and weekend football previews in the Sports Centre. That's followed at 11 by Hold the Back Page, and at midnight it's golf, highlights of day 2 of the European Open. Over on Sky Sports 2, at 10 there's wrestling action in Raw, and on Sky Sports 3 at 10, golf from the US PGA, day 2 of the NEC World Series. That's all still to come tonight here on Sky Sports. But after the break, the culmination of all this year's work for a team of true champions, the Bradford Bulls, will be crowned kings of Super League 2 when we return. So stay right where you are. This party goes on for a long time yet.
I can't believe it! Barnsley in Premiership!
Newly promoted, Barnsley are out to prove that they can survive in the best league in the world.
Barnsley introduced themselves to the Premiership! by God!
While Signor Zola and co.
Di Matteo! Cheers!
Having tasted success, are hungry for more and are hoping to finish top of the pile. Ford Super Sunday, part of a great weekend of football on Sky Sports.
It could be your worst nightmare. Vital clients, unplanned lunch, and your card's over its limit. It needn't happen with an American Express card.
Apply now for the card that lets you do more. Call 0800 700 121.
You can use the card all over the world and earn membership reward points that let you do more.
Call now on 0800 700 121. The sooner you do, the sooner we can help you do more.
Decide to check out the local town. Arrived just in time to catch the King's last performance. Elvis has most definitely left the building. All that glitters is not gold.
Daily Star. Because life's a funny old game, and your career may not last as long as you think,
Ally Dunbar's financial plans adapt to help you face the unexpected.
Let's face the music and dance.
Are you all right? You look like death.
You should have seen the other bloke.
Ally Dunbar, for the life you don't yet know.
Now's the time to start filling in your tax return form. That way, if you get a bit lost, you'll have more time to get any help you might need from your tax office, who will be happy to steer you in the right direction.
The great thing about Auto Trader is it helps you find exactly the car you've been looking for. Take Ken here. He knows exactly what he wants and exactly how much he wants to pay. Auto Trader not only gives him a fantastic selection of private cars, but also the biggest choice from all the local dealers too. So he's practically certain to find just the car he wants. Another happy customer. So next time you're looking for a car, take a look at Auto Trader. It's the biggest car showroom in Britain.
A picture's better by far in Auto Trader.
So do you think he likes me? What did he say? Really?
You'll never know when there's a more urgent call waiting, unless you have BT's call waiting service.
Is it ringing? So do you think I should?
It usually costs £4 a quarter, but if you call now, you can try it half price for 6 months.
Great.
Is it still engaged?
What time are we meeting?
Call 0800 105 800. And don't wait any longer to get call waiting.
It has been quite a night at Odsal, and believe me, it's only just starting, because Bradford Bulls have won by 68 points to nil. A magnificent performance in front of a fantastic crowd. 68-0, Peacock a hat-trick, Lowe's, Medley, Hodgson, Tomlinson, Spruce, Lachlan, Wittenberg, Christian Crowthers, McNamara with 6 goals, and Paris Saint-Germain nilled for the first time in Super League by the new champions. And there they are. The Bradford Bulls are waiting to come out of their dressing room to receive that piece of silverware. The Stones Super League Championship trophy, and Robbie Paul with the T-shirt. He's been there, seen that, done it, so now he's got the T-shirt as well. And this is the moment that these players and their supporters have been waiting for. Great moment for Paul Lachlan. So often a loser, but not a loser tonight. A winner in front of this vast crowd at Odsal. A super moment, Steve-O. Your memories must be going way, way back.
Yes, it's a great moment for any player, and for that man in particular. He's had his ups and downs throughout this season through injury, but nothing will erase this moment. He's so close to that silverware, and just sit back and listen to this crowd go absolutely bananas.
And he receives the trophy from Mike Fisher from Bash Brewers. And Bradford Bulls are champions of '97. The long quest began way back in March when Warrington were brushed aside here, and now here we are in August after a summer of high drama, and the Bradford Bulls are the champions. A championship really that has been coming for so long this year. The best side in the Northern Hemisphere by a mile. 20 games, 20 victories. And not a soul is going home. No one is leaving the scene. Paul Lachlan, that must be a sweet moment for him, Steve-O. 5 Wembley defeats, 4 times a champion runner-up.
Big moment indeed, and I'm surprised that he released the trophy so quickly. It's been a long time coming.
They're all taking part, and quite rightly so.
Well, they've all played their part, some bigger than others. The background boys, the training staff, and of course this wonderful, wonderful crowd.
Yes, they've rolled up in their thousands week on week. They turned Don Valley into a mini Odsal last week when they actually clinched the silverware. Tonight they've all turned out in their droves to see the trophy presented, and it's now theirs. And I wonder, Steve-o, we wondered actually 12 months ago, didn't we, when St Helens were in this position, whether we are seeing here and witnessing the beginning of a dynasty similar to the wonderful achievements of Wigan immediately prior to Super League and the switch to summer football.
Well, I suppose most people thought that St Helens would carry on with it, but they were ravaged by injuries this season. But I think that the confidence that is oozing out of Odsal these days, the committee, the directors, they know which way they want to go. They know that there's certain things to do to take that step further. And their coach has made that quite clear. Matthew Elliott said that he will not forget the hard work and the support that made it all possible. They will not rest on their laurels. They will give the fans of Bradford plenty to look forward to next season.
This could be the biggest cheer of the night. Matthew Elliott, the rookie coach of Super League, in his first season, just as Sean McRae was this time last year, and I think he's taking that home with him tonight. Matthew Elliott, savouring the moment. He told us on Wednesday it's a privilege to come to Odsal and come to work amongst people like this that he's involved with on a day-to-day basis. And that's a lovely moment as the coach and chairman Chris Casely embrace, and now Chris Casely gets his hand on the trophy for the very first time. Great stuff. Let's hear from some of the heroes, beginning with the captain, Robbie Paul, who's with Alistair.
Well, Robbie Paul, looking at the medal, can you sum up the feelings tonight?
It's an amazing thing. You know, it was a good feeling last week as well. You know, we really enjoyed ourselves, and to be given the, to be given the title just in words last week was something sensational. But to actually get your hands on the trophy and feel it and lift it into the air, and like we had a tremendous turnout here tonight, 17,000+ fans. Very special, very special. All the boys are enjoying themselves over there, so I mean, it's going to be a good night.
Are days when it's freezing cold on the training ground in February, are they sort of distant memories on nights like this?
They definitely are. It's been a long season and we haven't finished yet, but we're going to enjoy ourselves, you know, at this moment and get back into work tomorrow.
And there's still records to be broken as well.
There are. We've got a lot of goals still set in mind, but we're going to enjoy ourselves. And we would like to be a record-breaking team.
Just moving on now to tonight's man of the match, many contributions as well. You've won yourself a video games console amongst everything else, Danny, but can you sum up what it feels like for a man who was, I think, bottom of the ladder last year with South Queensland?
Oh, this is just unbelievable here tonight. You know, it's good to get man of the match, it's good to score 3 tries or whatever, but this is just unbelievable. It's never happened to me before, and I'm going to enjoy every minute of it.
Are you emotional? I mean, you're holding back a little bit of a lump in the throat there.
Oh, I'm a little bit, but when I get that bottle of champagne, it'll be all on.
How much hard work and how much credit is there to this balanced side you've got here?
We've worked really hard all year. We've worked as a team, as a club. You know, it hasn't been week to week the same team. We've worked as a club, and you know, that's how we've got here, and that's why we're enjoying what we've done.
Can you sum up the way Matthew Elliott has been with the side? It was his first season in charge, or full season after Brian Smith's departure.
Well, you have a look at it. If you see the guy over there and see how he's enjoying it, you know, it's a big experience for him, and I guess, you know, we're all winners, and he's the cause of it.
And can you sum up this atmosphere and this crowd?
Oh, I can't wait to get in there, mate. I've got to go.
Go and enjoy it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, he'll enjoy it, there's no doubt about that. Mentioned there that he'll be all right when he gets the first glass of champagne down him. He ought to actually get hold of Matthew Elliott and wring his shirt out, because he was absolutely drenched. What an awful waste of good champagne, Steve-o.
Well, being an Aussie, I can assure you, you want to drink it rather than just waste it, but lovely moments, isn't it? Emotional times, and that just epitomises the children and the fans that have turned up in their thousands throughout this season. A great tribute to the crowd, to the fans.
Yes, he will
He's enjoyed
this
every
moment
single minute.
for many, many years to come. The family all round him now. So important. I know they're all part and parcel of the junior bullets. And by the looks of things, they're all going in now to get to their families and to their fans, of course.
And why not?
Indeed so, why not?
That's been a key area at this club. The family atmosphere, the bouncy castles, the painted faces, all part and parcel. Maybe a small part of the success of this club, but it's equally as important. It makes you strive to do bigger and better things. And as you mentioned, Eddie, maybe this is the start of a new dynasty. They certainly won't release that trophy easy.
And they won't release the young lady either by the looks of things. There's the victorious coach, Matthew Elliott, with Alistair.
Matthew Elliott, you've got all the family with you. Is it very much a family occasion on a night like this?
Well, Alistair, these are the people that make the biggest sacrifice in my life. I work very long hours, and they're a big part of this, and I want to share it with them. Unfortunately, I can't carry my missus around on my hip as well.
I was mentioning to Robbie about cold days in February. I guess it's all a million miles away now.
Well, mate, it's just a blip in my memory now. It's just these people, their reaction, the way we've won the championship. I didn't really expect it. I thought it might be something like this, but you never prepare yourself for this.
I remember when you were speaking at the end of last season, you said it was a tough act to follow, Brian Smith, but you were going to give it everything. You have done.
Well, this season now becomes a tough act to follow, and I like this, so I wouldn't mind some more of it. So we've got a lot of hard work. This is how we got here, and I'd like to have myself some more.
When did you start believing this was your year?
No, we always believe that these things don't happen by accident. You need to work hard in rugby league and have a lot of belief. And I'm just so fortunate to have a group of people that work around me like I do. And I said it the other night on television, I'm the luckiest man in the world.
You set high standards. Would you like the record of complete victories throughout the season?
We've still got the opportunity to do that, haven't we? We've got a very tough match against the Wounded Warriors, if you like, and I think they're in a tough situation, and when you've got class players, they're going to respond. So, but I don't want to think about that now. I want to just enjoy the night, make sure my kids don't get run over by this truck coming.
We better move you out of the way, I think.
Priceless moments, priceless moments that they will look back on and they will enjoy for the rest of their lives. A great family occasion. The club, as you say, Steve-O, is built around the family because the youngsters are encouraged to get down here week after week after week.
Without the youngsters, without the support, we do not have a game. And we've got to encourage as many of these young children to enjoy the atmosphere, the game itself. There's nothing wrong with the product. That we have seen throughout this Super League.
Look, no one is going home. And they're going to do a lap of honour now on the back of the lorry. This is why Odsal is so unique. They can use all this vast space around the pitch to go around the ground on lorries and trucks and all sorts of other things, and yet they can still produce an atmosphere like we have seen and heard tonight. Looks like we're going to talk to Steve McNamara now. He's with Alistair.
Steve, if you can contend with the face pulling and all the atmosphere, can you sum up your feelings tonight?
Not really. It's it's just a great night for us. I mean, there's been a massive crowd, and the team turned it on in style. They scored plenty of tries, not so many goals, but it's a great night for the club. And as you can see, you can't really sum up. Really, it's just lost for words.
And it was a celebration performance, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. I mean, we started off really well in the first half, and first quarter of an hour we played really well, but we slackened off up to half time, and then it was only late on. It was only second half when we really did turn the style on. Hopefully we can set that form on now into the Premiership.